I recently read an article from Yle News discussing the Finnish government's decision to push for legislation that would force specialists out of the country if they were unable to find a job within a set time frame. 3 months for most and 6 months for certain professions. On the surface, this policy may seem reasonable. From the government's perspective, they want to avoid people relying on social benefits without contributing to the economy. However, I believe this is a short-term strategy that could harm the country in the long run. In their attempt to please the voter base and demonstrate effectiveness, the government may be throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Here's why. Finland is an aging population, which means that over time, more people will retire while the workforce continues to shrink. Finnish people are simply not having enough children to sustain the current workforce. This issue is complex and deserves its own discussion, but let's set it aside for now. It's clear that without intervention, the shrinking workforce could have devastating effects on the economy. One of the most effective ways to counter this is by attracting foreign skilled workers, specialists who can contribute immediately. Immigration is a hot topic at the moment, and I understand many of the frustrations surrounding it. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I've often spoken about the challenges of humanitarian immigration, especially when the right systems are not in place to integrate newcomers. The negative effects of poorly managed mass migration are evident, and for Finns, the situation in Sweden, marked by gang violence and parallel societies, serves as a stark warning. Protecting Finnish culture is important, and any real threat to it should be addressed. That's where I stand personally. Unfortunately, when the pendulum swings too far in one direction, it often swings back just as hard. This is where the problem with the current policy lies. Properly managed migration can be a significant advantage for any country, particularly one like Finland. For the average Finnish person, the welfare state provides extensive support from education to healthcare before they can even contribute to the economy through taxes. You finish high school, move out, and perhaps start studying, all while receiving various benefits. While I'm sure others have analyzed the costs, it's safe to say that the state invests significantly in its citizens before they become contributors. This is a blessing that should never be taken for granted. On the other hand, a specialist coming to Finland has been fed, raised, and educated elsewhere. They arrive with the skills and knowledge to contribute almost immediately. They pay the same taxes as everyone else without ever benefiting from being raised by the state. A high-skilled worker like this is far more cost-effective. Investing in their integration, such as offering free language lessons and ensuring they feel secure and appreciated, is a minor expense in comparison. While I understand the reservations some have about immigration in the current climate, I fear that the rhetoric surrounding the policy could damage Finland's brand abroad, reducing its attractiveness to high-skilled workers and ultimately harming the economy. This country needs more specialists, not fewer. Business Finland has already expressed concerns about the government's actions and their potential impact on Finland's image. And I quote, "International experts have perceived the policy as a sign of a lack of appreciation and that Finland is not interested in retaining them." Some argue that this type of policy is standard in other countries. While this may be true, it's important to recognize that Finland faces unique challenges when it comes to integration, from language barriers to climate and cultural differences. The list goes on. Finland is less international than many other countries, making it a tougher sell for specialists who find it easier to relocate to a larger economy where finding another job, if needed, would be less risky. In fact, some specialists have reported that it can take upwards of 6 months to find a job in their field after being let go. Most people who come to Finland for work do not intend to live on social benefits. I attended a protest when these proposed policies were first announced. Have a look.
What's up, guys? So where are you guys from?
Finland. Mexico.
Finland. And I'm from Peru and Costa Rica.
Finland.
Is there anything in specific with the new laws that you're upset about?
It's not really fair because we are paying the same amount of taxes, and I'm personally software developer and have specialist visa here.
Well, I think that they already make it pretty hard for immigrants, and it's already tough enough trying to get used to such a different culture. It's nuts that if you lose your job in 3 months, which is something that could happen for any reason, then you're just like basically losing your work permit and you can be kicked out.
Yeah, well, especially because my husband is from Mexico here, so it's like, and so I've been more into it, and it just seems really unreasonable, like the new requirements, for example, for a permanent residence permit or for a nationality, and like those that you need to earn like a certain amount of money and be working a certain amount of time, like it's just not fair at all.
We live here, we follow the laws.
Well, if you live here, you should like to follow the law and respect the law. That's normal, like.
I think from what I understand, if you get made unemployed, you only have 3 months to find another job. That process in Finland, looking for a job can take 6 months. So like, if you imagine you moved here with your family, something happens, and then like you have to find a new job, then you just kicked out the country. I mean, it's just wrong.
I also shared my thoughts on Instagram and received a comment that I found particularly striking. I'm a medical doctor by profession. I quit my job and moved to Finland because my wife found work here, and I wanted to keep the family together since we have a little girl. Currently learning Finnish so I can work as a physician here. From my perspective, this is disheartening to hear. I have been lucky enough to hold a job, but how can I focus on transitioning to my profession when there's the threat of my residence permit being cancelled with just a short period of no work? There are other logistical issues this legislation could affect, especially in the private sector and with startups, but I won't delve into those here. I'm sharing this perspective because these issues are rarely black and white. It's not as simple as some might make it seem. Pull on one thread and you vibrate a million others. I still believe this is a reactionary move that will have a negative impact on Finland. Those are just my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. The best way you can show your appreciation is to just like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.